Good afternoon, and welcome to Talking with Margaret. I'm Margaret Martin, your host, and today we'll be talking about job search. I don't know how many people are in the job search process, but you may have family, friends that are going through this, so hopefully you're listening in or listen to the recording to be able to share some tips with them. Uh, Wanted to give you a little bit of information about me. I am, as again, Margaret Martin. I'm a certified career consultant. I've been working in career transition services for over 6 years now and have helped hundreds of people through the job search process, edited, seems like thousands of resumes. I don't know the exact number. But I also wanted to be able to provide some tips for you. So as we go forward today, to give you a little information, more information, you can find me at yourresumeeditor.com. Excuse me. And you can also find me at margaretmartin.com. You'll find there some information about the job search process, some samples of resumes, and other tips that you can use in for your job search. Whether you're laid off or unemployed, some people still want to look for jobs. So last week we talked about resumes. That is your number one key piece of job search material. And that's what we talked about last week. So if you missed the show, the link is on your resume editor, and you will also find it here on Blog Talk Radio. So I'd like to start out today with thinking about, how do you plan your job search? So when if you get a program, often individuals will get what we call a package from a job search package or career transition package from their employer. Many people don't, because it costs them extra money. And so, having been in that situation and worked for companies who provided those types of packages, I've seen a lot of different aspects of job searching. Many people, when they are laid off, the first thing that happens is there's either relief or fear, and they're glad to be out of the job they didn't like, or they're now in fear of, oh my gosh, I've got to get a job. So one of the things I'd like to think about first is planning and organizing your job search. You see, when you're in search of a job after you've been laid off, that is your new job. And so you want to organize your day just as if you were going into work every day, because you are going into work every day. Now, so think about how structuring your day. When are you going to do what? So here's some thoughts. Think about how you want to plan each day, and each day doesn't have to be exactly the same. You are now the entrepreneur, so you can actually organize your day as you would like, but let's try to be productive about it. So as you think about how you want to plan each day, you want to think about, okay, I've got to check email, I've got to do some job searching, I've got to connect with people, and that's networking is a very key piece of your job search process. Excuse me. And you also want to keep exercising, keep your self-care going, to have do not sit in front of the computer all day long. That's not a healthy thing to do, and it's not a good thing to be able to do for your health. By the way, I also wanted to just pop in here and tell you that in case you'd like to call in and offer a comment or a suggestion or a tip you learned that I may not cover here, you can certainly call in at 347-838-8835. So as we go back and look at email, of course you want to check your email. I would suggest, if you're in the job search mode, you have an email that is specific to job searching. You can create a lot of different emails with, Yahoo, Hotmail, Gmail, any kinds of mails that are out there, that you can create a new email address. Make sure that's the one that's on your resume, and that's the one that you'll be using predominantly. Also, spend, an hour, designated hours of time on checking for new job postings. The three key areas that I would suggest, well, actually, there are four key areas. One is LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your primary job search engine. Make sure your profile is up to date. We'll probably talk some about that next week as we get into uh, business cards and different things like that. So LinkedIn, make sure that your profile is up to date there and your title says that you're in search of a position. Also, another website that's very good for job searching is Indeed.com. It's very simple, easy to use, and especially if you are willing to relocate, it's easy to go job search and set up job alerts in each one of these particular areas. The Wall Street Journal. I don't know how many of you know that the Wall Street Journal actually has jobs posted on their website. But I was checking them out the other day just out of curiosity. I have a couple of clients who are looking for positions, and I was just checking to see what was available there. And then there are career specific job search engines. If you're in IT, if you're in nurse, medical, or some of these, there are some key ones out there. So just go out and search with your favorite search engine to see what some of those career specific search engines might be, or not search engines, but career search websites. Also, when we talk about networking, networking is a very important piece of your job search. And with that, you definitely need to have a good personal statement or elevator pitch or 30-second commercial, whatever you want to call it. And when you do that, you want to create something that's truly less than 30 seconds and you want to be as specific as possible. And I will tell you, I have a little bit of fun as I'm working with people. I put the clock on and I time it. And if they're saying stuff that I don't have a clue what they're saying, I stop them. Because here's the thing, if you are in IT and you're in a circumstance where all of the people you're talking to are in that same industry, they're going to understand your jargon. But others of us don't. So make sure that you have a couple of personal statements that will be useful in different circumstances. And what you really want to do is tell people what you're looking for. And that's hard sometimes for people. And as I said, working with a few clients right now that are open to several different things. And one of the things you don't want to say is, I'll take anything, because be careful what you ask for. You may get just anything and it may not pay as well as you would like it to, or it may be just a horrible job. But in the meantime, what you want to do is be specific, narrow it down. It doesn't mean that you won't be open to some other things, but if you at least keep a focus, that lets people help you, because your friends, your family, people within your networks, your social networks on social media are going to be willing to help you. They'll keep their eye out if they know what to look for. So make sure that in your personal statement, you may tell them what some of your key strengths or skills are, and that may be something that you're particularly proud of from your previous job or a job you've done before that may be similar to what you're looking for.